Home Depot presents NASCAR Winston Cup Racing from Phoenix. Brought to you by the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse. By Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. And by Sprint, introducing PCS Vision. It's clearly a whole new way to look at wireless.
Closing in on the halfway mark today here at Phoenix with Jeff Gordon out in front of Mark Martin by 5.2 seconds after a round of pit stops that shuffled up the running order.
And the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson, the Lowe's car directly in front of him, about to go a lap down, and as is Ricky Rudd, Kenny Schrader.
Remember that we saw the problem Jimmy Johnson had on the stop. He was 9th before the pit stops. Dave, now he's 20th. Here's our Coors pit summary. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, that car's not working well, Alan, but there was no damage from the pit stop when it fell off the jack, but that was a lengthy pit stop for him. And remember, pitting later than Jeff Gordon did, Jeff picked up that time on the track.
Saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in 7th place. Now he's moved up to 6th because Bill Elliott had not yet pitted. But Jr. is 11.8. Oh, trouble down the front stretch. Scott Wimmer, cautions out.
Pretty serious damage to the right front on that car.
Caught the inside wall, a good one.
Oh, all these cars trying to get a lap back, they all will succeed.
Whoa down, gentlemen. So the weekend that was so good for Scott Wimmer yesterday when he wound up winning the NASCAR Busch Series race will end up shy of its scheduled goal today.
Tony Stewart has moved up to the 5th position, and this puts him right back in the ball game as far as trying to win this race.
Mark Martin running 2nd.
That smoke coming off the 31 car, was he around Wimmer on that deal?
Well, why don't we see if we can find out?
We'll look it up so you don't have to.
Yeah.
31 car of Robbie Gordon was trying to go by Wimmer on the outside, made contact.
Oh, look at Tony sneak through there.
Oh, man.
A lot of those guys snuck through.
Even though they all came in under green a little while ago, most of the leaders all coming back in now, Dave.
And on the last pit stop, Mark Martin specifically asked for scuffed tires. It helps the car, but they don't have enough to go all day long, so this time they have to put on stickers. They will put on the scuffs later when they need them most. Matt?
And Tony Stewart in for service. Obviously, 4 tires going to be going on. They've got him up on the wall. Stewart is trying to adjust that race car. Another air pressure adjustment on the stop as Jeff Gooch Patterson puts the 2nd can up. To Snyder.
A lot of debate on Jeff Gordon's stop as to whether to take 2 or 4. They decided 4, and a wedge adjustment for Jeff Gordon. Just a little bit loose, and a lot of guys went with that 2-tire decision.
And Ryan Newman is having a terrible pit stop, still working on the left side. Finally, the pit stop is complete.
Just checking to see if any of the lead lap cars stayed out and did not pit. I don't see any. Well, we'll check on Rusty Wallace, see what happened there. Did Rusty come in? Rusty came in too. Okay. Another look at what happened between Scott Wimmer and Robbie Gordon. Clear, not clear. In this case, not clear.
Well, there looked to be a hole there that Robbie Gordon thought he could get the nose of his car in, and Scott Wimmer came up, contact was made.
Yeah, he just wasn't clear. And Tony Stewart, the championship leader, just sneaks through.
Oh my goodness, it's the big cruiser. It's in Homestead already. Precious alive. I can't believe how many people over the weekend have asked me why the pit cruiser is not here. You know how many people ask me about the pit cruiser? How many? 0. Well, I've had people ask me many. You know, we can do one of 2 things, BP. If you know a tow truck operator in South Florida, we can arrange for that thing to disappear between now and the race next weekend. Not this. This guy will run down to Miami and get rid of the cruiser. Or if Wally thinks it's such a great idea
He could have been the one to drive it from Rockingham to Phoenix.
I didn't say I want the driving job. I just thought it was a good idea. And a lot of people have signed it. They must like it if they put their signatures on it.
Dead set to go back racing. Kurt Busch is now the leader. Did not pit under the caution. One more look at that last accident from Bobby Gordon's on board.
Keep digging.
Sorry, I'm on Robbie's side on that one.
No, yeah, he wasn't clear.
Part of your count.
Yeehaw.
Whoa, back up clear, Dan. Good job.
I tell you what, both Tony Stewart and Dale Jr. both could have been involved in that crash.
Tonight on Boomtown, find out what happens when a hostage decides to play hero. Boomtown tonight at 10, 9 Central on NBC.
We talked about that yesterday. I wouldn't suggest that.
That gun didn't look big enough to be a hero.
Kurt Busch didn't pit. He's the leader. Rusty Wallace took right sides only. He's second. Elliott Sadler took fuel only. He's third. Then you get back to Jeff Gordon fourth. Mark Martin fifth. Tony Stewart sixth.
Green flag, green flag.
Boy, there's a lot of cars a lap down. Side-by-side restarts, Benny. These guys back in 15th. They've got a long way to go.
And Tony Stewart started 6th, but obviously he starts about 12th with all these cars a lap down. Up there on the inside scrambling.
Steve Park in the 1, Michael Waltrip in the 15. First cars one lap down in 22nd and 23rd places. Jimmy Spencer in the 41 also a lap down, 24th place.
And these are the most nerve-wracking laps that these drivers will run, the first few laps of a restart.
How about top two in the championship right there together? Martin and Stewart in 5th and 6th, and that's not the scenario Martin needs to see, and that's all the scenario that Stewart wants to see. Jeff Gordon peeking under Elliott Sadler. 3rd place here.
Tossed the smoke off the right front fender on Elliott Sadler's car, the 21 car, as he entered turn 1.
Elliott Sadler, one of a number of drivers winding down the season with a team that they'll not apply for next season. Remember that Ricky Rudd goes to his 21 car and Sadler goes to the number 38 machine for Robert Yates Racing next season.
MVP, I saw some smoke out there too. Looks like the tire is hitting maybe the fender or the top of the fender. They're getting that car all the way down to the racetrack.
Caution is out. Debris on the front straightaway. Jeff Gordon seeing Michael Waltrip anxious to try and get a lap back, moving aside.
I don't think Michael's going to have the time.
Kurt Busch will not allow anyone such luxury. Coming up on halfway, and we're back under caution here at Phoenix. Kurt Busch is the race leader. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.